Shalom, it's Izzy, your Hebrew teacher here, and this is Hebrew Chapters with Holy Language Institute. Read with me through Matthew chapter 5 in Hebrew. This is a translation from the Greek New Testament into Biblical Hebrew by Franz Delitzsch, a well-known and very skilled Christian Hebraist who lived in the 1800s. Matthew in Hebrew is Matai, as you can see here. Starting in Matthew chapter 5 verse 1, we'll read through the first half in this study. Va Yehi. Yehi literally means and. It will be. With the vav on the front, meaning and, you have the what's called the vav conversive, and it becomes the opposite. So and it was. Chiroto. The verb there is ra'a, and it means to see. So chiroto, literally like his seeing, meaning when he saw. Et, indicating what he saw. Hamon, which is a crowd, a noisy crowd. Ha'am, of the people. Vaya'al. The verb ala means to go up, to ascend. Vaya'al, and he went up. Ha-hara. A hal is a mountain or hill. When you have a on the end of a word, it indicates in the direction of. So ha-hara, in the direction of the hill or the mountain. Vayeshav, and he shaved, he sat down. Sham, there. Vayigshu, verb nagash, to approach. Vayigshu, and approached. You'll notice that the letter nun in this usage is dropped because it's a weak letter. So instead of having nagash, we have vayigshu. Elav, to him. Talmidav, his talmids. What is a talmid? A disciple. And the verbal root of the Hebrew word for disciple is lamad. So what does a talmid do? A talmid lamads. What does it mean to lamad? To learn. Vayiftach, verb patach, is to open. So vayiftach, and he opened at, indicating what he opened. Pihu, his peh, his mouth. Va yelamed. Hey! What's the verb here? Lamad. We just learned that. What does it mean? To learn. We just lamaded this verb. So in this case, it means to learn people, to teach them so that they learn. So he was lamading his talmidim. That makes sense. Otam, them. Lemol. Verb amal is to say. So lemol, to say, or saying. Ashrei. This is a Hebrew word with much resonance. It's the very first word actually in the book of Tehillim, Psalms. It has the sense of being happy, blessed, content. Here we have Ashrei. It's variously translated as blessed or happy are. Anieh. Now this is another Hebrew word with quite a big meaning actually. To be oni in Hebrew means to be poor, and it comes from the verb that again it has a big meaning and quite a broad meaning actually. It just doesn't just mean to be poor. To be anad means to be afflicted, to suffer, to be humble, to be poor. That's the fuller sense. So anieh, here we have anieh, the poor of ruach, spirit. This Hebrew word ruach more concretely means breath or wind. It came to be the Hebrew word for spirit, the spirit of human beings, the spiritual dimension also. Ki for lahem, to them, or is theirs. Malchut. Now, the verb here is malach, and it means to reign as king, to rule as a monarch, that kind of idea. A king in Hebrew is a melech. Now, a kingdom, in the sense of the geographical area over which a melech, malachs, over which a king reigns, is a mamlacha. The reign of the king is his malchut. And this is the word that we have here. So theirs is the malchut. It's generally in English we would say the kingdom of, but it more has the sense of the reign of, the kingship of ha-shamayim. What are the shamayim? The heavens. Heaven. This is a Jewish way of referring to God. So when you see the heavens spoken of in this way, just think God. Jewish people, out of reverence for God, would sometimes not even refer to him directly, but would use a word that would represent him, in this case, heaven. So just remember that. When you hear the term kingdom of heaven, just think kingdom of God. And in fact, that is the phrase used in the other Gospels. For instance, the parallel passages in the Gospels of Mark and Luke will just talk about the kingdom of God, where in the book of Matthew, which was written specifically for a traditional Jewish audience, the phrase the kingdom of heaven is used instead. I think this is important because often today when people read the New Testament, they see the phrase kingdom of heaven and they think, oh, it's talking about going to heaven when I die. But that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about God's reign, God's kingship right here, right now. Ashrei, happy or blessed, are ha-avelim. The verb there to aval means to mourn. So those who mourn. Ki, for hem, they yenuchamu. The verb here is nuach, and it's the root of Noah's name, actually. Remember, Noah, or Noach, as we say in Hebrew, was called that because his parents said, this one will give us rest or comfort from the toil of our hands, from our hard work. So that's this word here. Yenuchamu. They will be comforted, given rest. Ashrei, happy are ha-anavim. What does this word mean? The anavim. The word anava in Hebrew means, it's a word that you can't really express in just one English word. Anava is like humility, modesty, meekness. Again, it comes from that Hebrew verb to be afflicted or suffer, to be poor, to be humble in that way. So can you see how in these Hebrew words you can't just translate them in one word into English, really? And that's the word used here. Ashrei ha'anavim. Let's just say blessed are the humble. Ki, for hema, they yilchashu. Verb yarash means to inherit. So they will inherit ha'aretz. Eretz in Hebrew can mean one of two things. It can mean earth, as in the planet, or it can mean land, which is sometimes a reference to the land of Israel. Yilshu ha'aretz, they will inherit the land. So it's up to you to decide how you want to understand that. Ashrei, happy, ha-revim. The verb ra'av means to be hungry, so ha-revim are the hungry. V'ha-tzmeim, the verb tzama means to be thirsty, so ha-tzmeim are the thirsty. La tzedakah. The verb tzedak means to act rightly, righteously. Tzedakah in Hebrew is rightness, righteousness. It can also be a legal term used to refer to someone who has been vindicated in court, declared innocent. If you're that, then you're a tzaddik. You're righteous in that legal sense. So that's the word here. Ki, for ham, they yisba'u. The verb sava here means to be satisfied. Yisba'u, they will be satisfied. Ashrei, happy are harachamanim. The verb here, racham, means to be compassionate or merciful with or towards someone else. Actually, the word rechem, a very closely related word in Hebrew, is the word for the womb. So if you can imagine the kind of emotion that would be felt in the womb, so to speak, so deeply within someone, then you have something of a sense of the kind of compassion or mercy that is felt here. Thanks for watching this trailer. To get this whole talk in audio or video format, go to holylanguage.com and subscribe. I'll see you there.